Hey everybody, welcome back to my shop, the Briar Patch, located right here in beautiful downtown Central Florida. Today we're going to go back to a project that we started some time back. It was a piece of cedar. We harvested it after Hurricane Irma came through, and I think we titled the turning Irma's cedar vessel. We're going to go back to work on that today. The piece is not as dry as it should be. I think we're down around 12%. It did dry out quite a bit faster than I expected, even though we had it packed up in a bag of its shavings. We're going to put this back on the lathe. We're going to turn it a little bit. We're going to see how wet it is inside. We only turned it down to about 40% of its finished size and everything, but we're going to put this back on the lathe. We had it marked. I've got a mark right here. It goes back, indexed it on number 1 of the chuck, in hopes that it'll be somewhat balanced or straight, but if it's not, we'll turn it until we get it back into where it's running pretty true, because we have to use the spindle steady rest so that we can get inside and hollow it out. So we're going to do that now. We're going to get it on the lathe, get it set up, and when we get there, then we'll come back and we'll take the next step. See you in a minute. Okay, we've got our piece chucked up in the lathe, and we're going to use a 60-degree soft touch cone. It's made of some type of hard rubber. We got these from a company called rubberchucky.com. I think it's C-H-U-C-K-Y. Might be E-Y. I think it's C-H-U-C-K-Y. rubberchucky.com. They have a lot of different things, accessories for the lathe that are very useful. We're going to use that to help stabilize this and put a little bit of pressure on the head, on the tail stock, lock everything down. It's turning fairly true. It's a little bit warped, which I expected. It moves as it dries out, but for the most part it's pretty good. So we're going to turn this and get it turning true so that we can get the spindle steady rest on it. So let's get started and see how it goes. I think we're turning about 1800. And we're going to use an easy wood tool, carbide cutter. And all we're trying to do at this point is screw it up so that it runs fairly smooth. When possible, you want to cut downhill. Having said that, there's many times that cutting uphill is a more preferred method. Sometimes it depends on the wood, the way the grain's running. The grain runs laterally through the piece in most cases, but there's occasions where you get maybe a burl or some other type of wood that the grain is what they call interlocked. It kind of runs arbitrary to the way we think of, like not so straight. And in a case like that, sometimes cutting downhill is not the best option. We're going to get this trued up and get it ready for the spindle steady rest, and when we get to that point we'll be back. At this point I've got the spindle steady rest installed and ready to go. Cedar is a very, very soft wood. While I'm hollowing the inside out, if I should have any catches with a tool, it's possible that I could tear the tenon off of the bottom of the vessel. Then I'd have a hard time remounting it. So the spindle steady rest will kind of help eliminate that possibility. Not entirely, but it'll help. So we're going to turn the inside a little bit. We'll show some of that on the camera, and then for the sake of saving time, we'll finish it off camera. We're going to use the same tool that I had before, the Easy Wood carbide cutter. I don't have the proper tools to actually get as deep as I need to get in this, so I'm going to go as deep as I can, and we'll just leave the rest of it, leave some weight in the bottom. That way if somebody wanted to put dry flowers in it or something, it won't turn over as easy. Let's see if we can get this up around 1500. 1200 maybe. See how Okay, we're back. We've hollow out the inside the best we can with our carbide tool. I don't really have the proper tools I need to get down as deep as I want to go, and we've sanded as far as we can reach inside. We're going to try to get inside with this I guess it's a little flapper tool, and we're going to see if we can get sanded down as far into the bottom as possible. I feel the ridge where the tool stopped. However, there's nothing I can do about it. We'll have to leave the bottom like it is. We're going to try to sand this and see what we can accomplish. Okay, we're going to have to stop and reverse our... Okay. Chances are nobody will ever be able to reach down in here and feel it, but I'll always feel better knowing that I did the best I could. I think the walls of this is about 1/4 inch thick, and even that I'm not sure of, because I don't have what it takes to get in there and inside, you know, a set of calipers that would get down in there and show me what the wall thickness is. There's a ridge right there. Let's see where that is. I'm good to right there. So about 1 inch from the bottom is as far as I could go. So we get this sanded out, and the person this is made for wants a natural finish. So instead of trying to do anything like lacquer, we're going to put cedar oil on it just to bring out the color, protect the wood, and maintain the aromatic characteristics of this type of wood. So we'll finish sanding this and we'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, we have sanded the inside as best that we can, and now we have reversed the vessel. We're going to drive it with the rubber soft nose cone that we had over here, and at this time we're going to try to turn this tenon off, get rid of it, and we want to make a little bit of concave shape on the bottom so that it'll sit flat and won't have any rocking motion. So let's do that now. We'll cut that tenon off. Let's get a smaller rest. Make sure we got plenty of pressure on our tail stock. Probably got a lot of noise in the background. I had to turn the fans on. Had so much dust in here. And let's see if we can get that tenon cut off. See how that's about as far as we can go. It's just about off, or not sure if maybe it's not just broke. I'm not going to take a chance on cutting too deep, having this come apart and skinning up the finish, so we're going to take it off here. We'll finish getting it cleaned up with a chisel, then we'll sand it, and we'll be back when we get that done. We've sanded the vessel down to 400 grit. We've got the inside sanded, and now we're ready to apply cedar oil. This is going to help bring out the color and also help to protect the wood. So let's see how that works out. We'll apply this right here on the lathe. Probably put 3 or 4 coats on. No need to sand in between the coats. This will not raise the grain. We'll be back in a few minutes to show you the finished product. Well, here it is. This is the finished result. Red cedar vase. Didn't put any kind of sealant on it. It's all natural. Nothing but cedar oil inside and out. Final sanding was 400 grit. We got rid of the tenon on the bottom. It's slightly concave, so it'll sit flat. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I encourage you to like it, share it, and please subscribe to my channel. It'll help me out quite a bit. Enjoyed having you here in the shop. Hope you have a great day. Come back soon. We'll have another one maybe next month.